So what do you feel?
It's extremely successful.
How do you what do you feel about the packaged drinking water that comes in bottles which we buy from the marketplace? Do
You mean
know
the regular
what that
Kirli,
is?
Bisleri and stuff like that?
That's tap water.
This is Aditya Seni, a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers, creating content across finance, business, marketing, and a lot more.
That's
Sorry?
pure tap water.
Okay.
That is desalinated tap water. Simple as that. That's tap water. It's like, you know how it is. I went to my wash basin. I opened my wash basin tap. The water that came, I filled it in a bottle. I sealed the bottle and I sold it to you.
Are you sure about that?
I am the one that optimum. I got the drum, I got the drop on 'em. I got
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the episode of this new podcast. On air, we have the man, Aditya Seni. Aditya, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm really good. I'm doing good.
First question being, this is going to be a complete unscripted podcast. Like in terms of what I'm going to ask is barely thought. What are you going to answer?
Any way you like it.
Yeah. So, the reason for you to come all the way from Delhi to Bangalore is business. Now, this is one major point that we address in the next 30 minutes of this podcast. So, starting with how this is like textbook 101. How would you explain someone your 0 to 1 journey? Because there are billion YouTubers out there. Everyone who just downloads the app, presses the button to upload is a YouTuber. But they don't make it surpass a specific limit. What is that special power? What is needed?
We have 100,000 subscribers or we have 1 million subscribers. Rather, I would say that I look at it as a responsibility. When you have less people connected to you, your responsibility towards them is slightly lesser than when that number increases. Why? Because the more number of subscribers you have or the more number of people who know you, that also brings a very big responsibility to you, that now you are also responsible for bringing an impact in the lives of more number of people.
That's for sure.
Right? So your action changes. आपके actions change हो जाते हैं. In fact, also the way you think, your thought process completely changes. Because you start working it in this way that, okay, maybe for suppose, if I'm sitting here, right? If one person knows me, I'll be like, okay. Or if I'm sitting here and 100 people who are in the room, they know me, then, you know, my actions automatically change. एक बंदा बैठा है तो I'll be like कि ठीक है मैं लेट भी जाऊंगा यहाँ पे तो किसी को लगेगा नहीं कि
You mean in terms of being more conscious?
Yeah, you become more conscious also your action changes. So that's something that has happened with me.
Understood.
And talking about the journey, I would say the
Let me
process
pause you on
itself
that.
was really nice.
So, when you said your actions change, does
Yeah.
it mean you become a different person? Do you lose your original self, the one with which you started?
Not really.
Okay.
You don't lose yourself. I would say that you evolve as a person when those actions change. Like, I'll tell you one thing, okay? So, back when we used to shoot videos, back when I was at, I think, I don't know, 20,000 something subscribers, very less people were watching me and all. So I used to create videos from my room where there was, you know, a very untidy place, not that good and everything, right? But when we hit 100,000 subscribers, when we were at 200K, I changed that environment. Not because I wanted to look premium, but because I understood that now it's time for me also to evolve myself because my audience is evolving.
Understood.
And if I don't evolve myself, then why will someone feel connected to me? Because if they don't see me as a person bringing changes to my own self and moving from one place to another, then how will they connect with me and they'll feel that, okay, this is the person that we need to watch so that we feel like moving from one place to another in life.
Totally.
That's how it has happened. It's not that obviously we've become more conscious on things that we do, but I would say I would rather put it in this way that because we've evolved, I've learned a lot of new things in this whole process.
Okay. Very
I would say that my personality as a person has transformed a lot in this whole journey. And I feel that if someone asks me what is the best thing that YouTube did to you, I will like, there are two things.
Transform you as a person.
Number one is it transformed me as a person. Number two was that, see, there are a lot of people who watch our videos.
That's right.
They come in and they comment on our videos. They say that, भैया मैं ना अपना कॉलेज का असाइनमेंट आपका वीडियो देख के बनाता हूँ.
Yeah.
I make notes out of the video. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं that the research that we do is really nice. They get in pieces of information which, you know, which they
Can use it
feel is
somewhere.
not easily accessible to them,
Okay.
or no one else in their circle, I would say, would be so. I would say no one in their circle has this thing that any one of them has provided them with this kind of information in such a short time frame. So that's also something that a lot of people respect. So I feel
Understood.
that these are the best thing that has ever happened to me. मतलब मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है ये जब लोग बोलते हैं, आके कमेंट करते हैं, and I feel really happy in that. I mean, अगर हमने कुछ कमाया है तो हमने वही कमाई है.
Agreed, bro. See, while you were talking about this, you mentioned this one point. Ki, there are people evolving. Let's say you started your journey like 1.5 years ago. Exactly how many? 2 years ago?
Approximately 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, 2 years ago, there are people in different phases of life. If you consider people like you today compared to you tomorrow, like 1 year later, is a completely different person, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, on these lines, people evolve and they lose touch with the content creator that they knew back then. So content creators do evolve. This is a behavior that we commonly see in JE content creators who get into a college,
Yeah.
start making really good content, crazy cinematic effects, crazy editing and everything, they scale it big. Now, when they actually graduate, there's not a lot of relevancy for them to talk about JE again,
Yeah.
right? Not just JE, all the competitive exams. Now, they try to bring in a different aspect, but they most probably fail. This is a common statistic. But what's your call? Like, your call in terms of where do you see the business genre going or spreading?
So number one is that now if I look at it from that point of view, which you were quoting right now,
Yes.
right, which you said, first of all, if I talk about the tier 1 audience, or I would say the urban cities, the business niche is saturated in the urban cities, right?
Agreed, man.
Okay. And there's a reason to that. It's not saturated because there are a lot of creators creating content around business. That's not true. If you really, try to recollect, you'll not be able to name more than 10-15 people.
I
Right?
can't recollect more than 5.
That's how it is. But the point is that why is it getting saturated? I'll tell you a reason for that. See, so most of the creators who are creating content in the business niche,
Yeah.
they've got that J curve in their, I would say, in terms of subscribers, in terms of YouTube growth and everything, in the time of COVID. Okay.
True.
So try to understand it in this way that most of the urban audience, they've been watching us during COVID.
Yeah.
Why? Because they were having no work to do. I would say, right, most of the people were free during COVID.
That is true.
Now the urban population is so indulged in their own work life that they really don't have so much time to actually watch that. Right? So, I'll tell you this honestly. For suppose there's a college student, there's a BCom second year student from an urban city, I would say from Delhi. Okay. Now, if I've posted a video on, for suppose, Geo Cinema.
Okay.
So now what will happen is that person, because he's doing BCom and he's in college, but he's not going to the college, he's free right now, he's more likely to watch that video. Why? Because it is something that will create relevance to him because he's in BCom, right?
Okay.
And also because even if he is not interested in studies, क्योंकि वो खाली बैठा है और उसको कुछ बहुत अच्छा सीखने को मिल रहा है, he's more likely to watch it.
Okay, we're referring to your content in that PG.
Yeah, my
Okay.
niche, okay.
Makes sense, yeah.
But now that same college person has graduated from college, maybe he's preparing for CAT or maybe he is doing a job.
Correct.
So you see, I would say his time expenditure
Yeah.
on YouTube has reduced.
That is
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Getting my point? The only thing that has changed in the urban population is that their time expenditure on platforms like YouTube has drastically reduced.
Yeah, man.
That is the reason that our business niche is much more saturated in the urban cities right now as compared to tier 2, tier 3 cities or very small cities.
Agreed.
I think that's a
That
very
way
big
of
gap.
that way of presenting people that this is what valuable is, this is how important it can get,
Yeah.
it can change your life, is the game where the entire influencer marketing game comes into the picture.
Actually, no. I mean, if you talk about influencer marketing in that perspective, nowadays people have become really smart. Okay, so I'll
They
tell you.
smell through it.
Yeah, everyone smells through it, and I'll tell you my own experience.
Yeah.
So, if I endorse a product,
Hmm.
even if I do it in the most subtle way,
Hmm.
people really get to know that yes, we are promoting a product.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, because we never pressurize our audience, we never say them that, you know, आप ये लोगे तो आपका जिंदगी बदल जाएगा. It's up to the audience. If they want to buy it, they will buy it. If
Yeah.
they really don't want to buy it, they will not buy it. In fact, products which we endorse, and sometimes there are products which we endorse, and there is a statutory warning over there that this might involve financial risk. We give that disclaimer.
Of course.
And not just in written form. I say this to my audience
Yeah.
by looking at them.
Yeah.
That see, this product will give you this thing. This is how this instrument works. But it is also subject to risks. So if you find it valuable for your own self, it's up to you that you want to opt in for it or not.
Correct.
I am not pressurizing you.
Yeah.
I see this openly that if I've got money to endorse a product and I find that is valuable for the people, I do that. You go and search out my channel, you'll not find a single video where I've endorsed gaming apps.
Okay.
You'll not find me endorsing betting apps. Never. We never do that. In fact, we do not even promote binary trading applications because even that is a very big problem in today's date, right?
Sure.
We don't do that.
Sure.
And we get a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
The amount of money that these guys are ready to pay us is 3-4 times more than the money that we actually charge for our promotions. Still, we have to deny that. Why? Because we know that this is something that is really harmful for the audience. And if I've built that kind of trust with people, that, you know, they watch me for a reason.
Yeah.
So they trust me on something, right? I really don't want to play with that. I think that it's very hard to gain people's trust and it takes seconds to play. And I really don't want to...
That's a very strong thing.
I don't want to trade that off.
Agreed.
At any cost.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. That's a very interesting thing to go deep in.
Yeah.
Like, building trust is not easy, right? You spend years together to get that
Absolutely.
insane high, let's say.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the business point of view for creators, what are some ways, like, right now people are making money? Number one, courses. Number two, let's say, Facebook, the AdSense are anywhere there, but is it significant, according to you?
See, the AdSense money is not that significant, but it also depends on the niche. So if your niche is a very expensive niche, then definitely the AdSense revenue is nice. It's good, right? But if I talk about the amount of money that you can make from AdSense is far less than the amount of money you make from brand deals
Agreed.
or from other products.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, I'll tell you one thing very honest. There's nothing wrong to build courses.
Okay. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong to bring in products. There's nothing wrong to endorse products.
As far as you're providing good value.
Actually, not even as far as you're providing good value. मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ.
Okay.
For an example, कल को मान लो मैंने एक keychain बनाया.
Huh.
I made that keychain.
Yeah.
It's my company, my keychain company.
Yeah.
I'm endorsing that product.
Huh.
I'm saying that this is my product. If you really want to buy it, you can go and buy it. Now, if I look at the keychain in terms of the value that I've created in the marketplace, it's very less, right?
Yeah.
Keychain ही है, right?
Yeah.
What makes the difference is how am I selling that keychain?
Of course, bro.
Am I being honest with my audience? Am I telling them that, okay, this is a keychain that we've built with this thing, or, you know, maybe it's a bamboo made keychain, or maybe anything, right? If I'm being honest with the audience, that is more important. So it's not about the product. It's more about the way you sell it. Because product तो आज की डेट में पानी भी बिकता है. भाई आप bottled water पीते हो ना?
Yeah.
तो वो क्या है? वो कोई ऐसे थोड़ी ना है कि एकदम आपका लाइफ चेंज कर देगा. It's water only.
Yeah.
But the point is the way you sell it.
Of course.
आप उसको बेचते किस तरीके से हो ना, वो सब कुछ चेंज हो.
Have you heard about this brand called Liquid Death?
No.
Death by Water?
No.
So what these guys do is, you know how a Red Bull can looks, right?
Yeah.
They take a proper can and then they fill it with water. That's it. It's not even carbonated. And they sell it for like almost like 200% margin. Bare minimum.
Yeah. So what do you feel?
It's
What,
extremely successful.
how do you what do you feel about the packaged drinking water that comes in bottles which we buy from the marketplace? Do
You mean
know
the regular
what that
Kirli,
is?
Bisleri and stuff like that?
That's tap water. That's
Sorry?
pure tap water.
Okay.
That is desalinated tap water. Simple as that. That's tap water. It's like, you know how it is. I went to my wash basin. I opened my wash basin tap. The water that came, I filled it in a bottle. I sealed the bottle and I sold it to you.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure about it. You go, you read about it, you see that how does the whole packaged drinking water industry works, and you'll actually know that it is tap water. It is just tap water. But now, I'll tell you one thing,
Yeah.
right? It is actually not harmful for us. You know, if you go to abroad, in abroad, everyone drinks tap water. In abroad, the water is so expensive. If you go to Europe, you go to France, okay? You try and buy a half-liter water bottle. Do you know what that costs?
$2, I remember.
It's around
2 euros, sorry.
1.5 to 2 euros.
Yeah.
How much is that in rupees?
160.
160, 170 rupees, right?
Yeah.
But over there, you can actually open the taps and you can drink that water.
Okay.
Same as in India, you can actually open the taps and you can drink that water. And that is what these companies do. They open the tap, they fill in the bottle and they sell it to you. The only thing is that drinking that same water, do you know who will fall ill and who will not fall ill?
What do you mean?
That same tap water. If there's a person who is living in a village from years and years, if that person is regularly consuming that tap water, no,
He's less likely to
he'll
fall ill.
never fall ill.
Yeah.
Why? Because of his immune system.
Mhm.
But if a very high society raised kid drinks that tap water, there are very high chances that he will catch some waterborne disease. Why? Because his immune system is not at that level.
Sure.
So ideally, our body has that kind of an immune system that it can drink tap water. It cannot drink sea water. It can drink tap water, which is coming in our taps, right? And that is the actual reason why companies are so comfortable in selling you guys tap water without even telling you that this is tap water. Because they also know that this will not harm you guys.
We've drifted a little lot. So going back to the point of this entire thing, we should debate on that, like a proper podcast on just water.
Yeah, I mean that's a very big industry.
Yeah. Oh, before we end this, I want to bring up this one point. So Tata wanted to acquire Bisleri, but that deal didn't go through. So now Tata is coming back with their Tata's like their own water. And now the game is to see the bright side and the dark side of how a company kills another company to get the market share. Again, okay. So going back to the question of creators, we've seen this trend, right? Where creators during the lockdown, there's a lot of, let's say, product endorsements, product placements, and marketing happening. Yeah. But now the density of it has gone low in terms of the number of amount of money people making and stuff. So for someone potentially at the top of the pyramid, because you stand at like 10 million people looking at you. 1 million people looking at you. Now, with that number of insights, do you still have a problem with getting sponsors? Is that a common problem that creators go through in your scale?
Actually, we really don't face that big issue in getting sponsors. It's not because of the subscribers we have. It's because of the niche and also because of the brand value that we've created in the marketplace, which people trust. Right? Some people don't, but a lot of people do. And people who don't, I really can't do anything about it. Right? The maximum I can do for them is that I consistently provide them high class business and finance education which schools and colleges don't provide, that too for free. And still they get irritated if we bring in a sponsor, because a lot of people don't realize the fact that we also have our own
Of course.
expenses to bear.
Yeah.
The videos that we create is not cheap. There's a lot of money that is going on to
Yeah.
produce those videos, be it in terms of research, writing, editing, everything, management, everything, right? It costs money. So definitely we have to bring in our own revenue sources in between to cater to that large audience
That's true.
for free.
Yeah.
Because आपका तो कोई पैसा नहीं लग रहा ना. Now the thing is, I'll tell you one thing. So the reason why a lot of brands have stopped doing influencer marketing is because they've not got results out of it. And you
The
know
ROI
what?
game, yeah.
And you know what? Who is at fault? The brands are at fault.
Because they
It's
haven't selected the
not
right person.
creator. No, it's not the creator. It's not the marketing agency. It's the brand.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
Why. See, most of the creators whom you've seen endorsing a particular product, you'll always see them following a particular script where they are talking about the brand,
Yeah.
the
They just read out the
product.
collateral.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the thing is that the brand wants it to be done in that way.
Yeah.
They like कि प्रोडक्ट के बारे में पूरा बात करो, सारा फीचर इसी मिनट में बता देंगे and all that, right? That is what they want. That is what brands want. Why? Because they really don't understand how influencer marketing works. They really don't understand that this is not a TV ad. In fact, in TV ads also, you'll never see people talking about the products details. like इससे ये होता है बस, बाकी आपका इच्छा है आप मार्केट में जाके देखो ना क्या होता है, राइट? नो, बिकॉज influencers provide the brands with that 1 minute 1.5 minutes का segment ना, the brands feel that जितना हो सकता है ना इस 1.5 मिनट में डाल देंगे क्योंकि पैसा तो लग ही रहा है. They really don't understand that is not how it sells in the marketplace.
Of course, bro. Yeah.
That's the reason when most of the brands go in for influencer marketing,
And the CAC goes really high.
the CAC goes really high. It's not because of the influencer. It's not because of the agency. It's because of the brand. Why? Because a lot of influencers actually tell the brand that, you know what, I'll promote it in this particular way.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
promote it in this particular way. And you will get results because the influencer understands his audience.
Yeah.
He understands the people with whom he has been connected for so many
That's true.
years or months, I would say, right? Brand doesn't understand. They're like, we want to plug in everything in this 1.5 minutes. And then they really don't get results. Why? Because people get really irritated that, yeah, I really don't want to listen to this because this is not something of my interest, right?
Yeah.
So, see, the brand looks at it in this way that, okay, इतना बड़ा funnel हो जाएगा ना, तो इतना conversion तो आ जाएगा. It's the opposite in influencer marketing. If your funnel is small also, no,
You can wide open.
still you can see, for suppose if I have 10,000 people in my funnel, but because I've got those 10,000 people on my trust, and they've not come here because of the value proposition of the brand. So out of those 10,000 people, there are very high chances that even 100-200 people get converted. Getting my point?
Yeah.
But if I've only generated 1,000 leads, only 1,000 leads,
Yeah.
but those 1,000 people who've come to watch or look at what the value proposition of the brand is something that is of their interest,
They have high intent.
is something that is of their use.
That's true.
Getting my point? That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
of their use.
Yeah.
Then out of those 1,000 people also, the numbers are crazy. You can easily close 400 people if the product, is of that ticket size and a lot of factors to consider.
Yeah.
But you're getting my point.
That's true. Yeah. Got it.
Brands don't understand. And that's
Do you think
a
there's a
big
business opportunity for it? Let's say there's a mediator looking at the way how the content that the brands want, and then how the let's say creators want, and then they find a mid ground, ensure that there is a win-win situation.
Actually, there are a lot of influencer marketing agencies in today's date.
But
Okay.
go on.
A lot of agencies.
Yeah.
More than 2,000 agencies in
Yeah.
today's date. But the goal of most of the agencies are कि brand creator को 2 लाख दे रहा है, अपना 10 या 20% बनता है, हमने 20 या 40 हजार रुपए कमाए,
They look at quick
हमें
money.
कोई मतलब नहीं, कुछ भी चल रहा है, हमें कोई मतलब नहीं है, right? Because they're working for commissions.
Yeah, bro.
They're not
I
working
agree.
for the brand.
Yeah. So what if we tweak the model a little bit?
Yeah.
So we generally do, let's say, in marketing in general. Let's say Facebook ads or what do we say, Google ads.
Yeah.
So in these cases, we run for the metric of pay per click. Correct. Now, putting that same aspect into influencer marketing. Let's say your budget is like 20K, 25K, 30K, 50K, or 10 lakhs.
Yeah.
You come with that budget. On this CRM, on this SaaS, you just put that this is your budget and this is the TG that I'm looking at. This is my product. Now, what if there is an AI that runs the entire game of this is the right creator, this is their engagement in the last few days, not just by the bare bones metrics, but also understanding the engagement metric. So, and then giving your sale, let's say, pay per click. Because it doesn't matter if a person has like 10 million followers on Instagram, they make a video, but they barely get any clicks. But the brand which is endorsing gotta pay a lot. Do you think for the company side and the creator side, adding to the exact things which you brought onto the table, would it be better if we transition towards a pay-per-click world?
Yes.
So that's where
Yes.
Super comes in. Suprrlink is a company who's trying to do that, and they've been doing crazy stuff on that.
Yeah.
This is very interesting, man, because
And this is very helpful for small creators. Because big creators anyway make money on their brand value, but small creators don't have that kind of brand value. But even they want to make money, right? So if they can provide clicks to the brand,
yes,
even they're making some bucks.
yeah.
So they are also into the field of content creation, and they also can call themselves a creator who is actually making money,
Who's driving sales?
who's driving sales.
Yes, done.
एंड ऐसे छोटे छोटे लोगों को अगर आप जोड़ के बहुत बड़ा एक पूल क्रिएट करो ना,
हाँ,
so brand can get crazy results.
that's true.
मतलब I mean far better results than they can get by hiring 3 big influencers and getting that done, right?
Yeah. I agree. I think this is gonna get much more interesting because the quality over quantity game is gonna run. Cool, bro. I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Do you have anything to say before we end the podcast?
I've just one message for everyone out there,
Yes.
for your audience, and for everyone who's connected with me in whatsoever way. Whenever you feel like you've achieved something, please enjoy it, but never get attached to it. कुछ भी अचीवमेंट किया है उसको एंजॉय जरूर करना, बेशक चाहे एक पिज्जा खा के करो. इट्स अप टू यू, whichever way you like it, right? But never get attached to that achievement, because that achievement is actually the byproduct of your performance. So keep your focus on the performance. जब तक perform करोगे तब तक rewards आपको आते रहेंगे.
Agree.
Right? A classic example of this is that, first suppose if Virat Kohli thinks that I'll make 100 crores this year,
Yeah.
he'll never get to that point. But if he thinks that, okay, this year I have to score at least 10 half centuries, I'll perform the best I can, I'll maintain my fitness to the peak level I can.
Of course.
So definitely his performance will speak for itself, and that performance will bring him that kind of a money. So that money or endorsements or anything is a byproduct of his performance. So because his focus is on the performance, that is why Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli today. And I feel that everyone should follow this approach, that we
Enjoying
should
the
be more
process.
inclined towards the performance, and all the achievements are a byproduct of that. But yes, enjoy that byproduct and then again move towards the performance part. That's something that I've learned in my 9 years of journey that I've been doing different kinds of work. I've been working from the age of 12. So yeah, I mean, that's something that I've learned.
That's damn interesting, bro. About this 12 years thing, I think we should do another episode.
Anytime.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This is crazy to look at it, man. And looking forward to great work, great content, and a great
Thank you so much for having me here. And I'm sure that everyone who's watching this, all of you, might have got really good value from this. And definitely do subscribe the channel. क्योंकि फिर तो मजा नहीं आएगा ना, फिर तो आप ऐसा content miss कर दोगे.
Thank you so much, Aditya. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is... Oh, yeah, there's the camera. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the first episode of this podcast. And on that note, my name is Chandan Perla, and see you in the next one. Bye.